All right, we are back with a market update. Coffee and crypto here. I'm Rob,
And this is Nick.
and right now we are looking at the Bitcoin chart, sitting just above $23,000, and it looks like we are still in a massive bear flag. So let's talk about that and make some predictions. We'll tell you what we think of where the Bitcoin price and the market is going, and we'll kind of break down this bear flag for you. So, Nick, let me know what you think about this because we've seen this bear flag forming and we're just trending sideways now, trading in this range. So eventually we're going to have to make a move up or down. So let me know what you're thinking or what you're seeing here.
Yeah, this has been just a grueling market the last 2 months. Like ever since the end of June here, we've just been stuck in this range. We capitulated down to like 17,000 and just kind of been hovering and like watching the charts on a daily basis. This is just like so annoying almost that the market hasn't chose a direction. The good news that I see is the fear and greed index is working its way back up. Um, we had all of these bad news events happen back here in the June July timeframe with all of the exchanges that were declaring bankruptcy and Sam Bankman Fried coming out and like trying to lowball all these exchanges to try to purchase them. But right now, it's just we're just waiting for direction. I know tomorrow we've got the CPI numbers coming out. I don't know which way that's going to take the market, but it seems like any news event that has come out in the last few weeks, it doesn't matter how bad the news is. We either just stay flat or we just move a little bit higher. I think the market is kind of waiting to get to this break point right here because if you see the amount of volume that's traded here between 24,000 and 28,000, we've always moved really fast between this range. There hasn't been a lot of volume traded there. So I believe if we can close a couple daily candles above this $24,000 range, that's going to give the market confidence to make a quick move up to the high 20s. That's kind of see how I see it playing out. It's going to take some extremely bad news to get us to dip down into these levels with all of the volume that's traded there. So, Rob, what are your thoughts on what I just discussed there?
Yeah, some good points. I'm more always on the news, overall markets, trends, what's going on to make my predictions. But basically, we've been trading sideways. I think crypto is still waiting to react to all the things going on right now. You have CPI coming out tomorrow. You have, companies potentially still doing layoffs and hiring freezes. We're now officially in a recession. How moderate, mild, or severe is it going to be? How long is it going to last? Looks like we're going to be in an inflationary recession. A lot of things going on. Monkeypox. People are getting scared of that now. You have the former president's place being raided by the FBI. You have the midterm elections coming up. So you have all these, geopolitical things happening that are all tied to the financial markets. We're sending money to Ukraine still in the billions of dollars. Nancy Pelosi going to China or Taiwan and triggering the Chinese and a conflict over there. So, there's just so much going on that maybe one thing could be a tipping point or a breaking point that sends us in one direction. Things are definitely heating up with these midterm elections coming up. It has been rumored or predicted that, the Democrats may try and, do XYZ to prop up the market beforehand. I know they're doing the Inflation Reduction Act. So you have all these things that are going on that could send the market in one direction or the other. But in general, I'm still bearish because of the macro environment of just recession, inflation, companies freezing hiring, people getting laid off, people defaulting on their loans, their cars, their mortgages. People credit card debt is extremely high right now. So I'm still bearish. At what point do we get sent down, or do we keep trading in this range, or have another capitulation event? It's really hard to predict. That could happen. We don't know. Is there another variant coming out that's going to force us to have masks and put us back in lockdown and crash the markets again? We don't know, but there's all these rumors and speculation. So you can only just really sit tight here. We're trading this range, this bear flag range. I still think 20,000 and below is a really good dollar cost average uh, place to be in as far as getting into crypto. So in the grand scheme of things, we're still in a good spot to be dollar cost averaging into the market if you believe in crypto for the long term, and if you believe the gains will be there. There's also positive news happening, like BlackRock is partnering with Coinbase. You have all these things going on where that are a little bit more behind the scenes that people aren't too aware of. That's still going to bring crypto to the masses. For people to invest in, to make it easier, make it more accessible. So I think crypto will be here in the long run. So that's basically my thoughts. Anything else you want to say,
Yeah,
Nick?
just no final thoughts is at least technically speaking, I don't know what the news is going to be this week or next week, but purely from a technical standpoint, I'm leaning much more bullish than bearish, short term at least. There's several things that I see. We got to close this gap that happened here. We are above the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average is actually moving higher as we speak. And we've got all of this blank area that needs to be filled. That's the gap that needs to be filled. Typically, gaps will always fill, and that would take us up to the high 20s. I believe if we are going to go any lower, we have to close this gap before we go lower. So that's I see at some point in the next few weeks us moving higher. I put a 80% chance on that happening. To go any lower, we need to have some really really bad news come out. That's just how I see it. Monkeypox. But I guess we can wrap it up there unless you got anything else, Rob.
Nope,
No.
we're good.
All right. We are not financial advisors. Do your own research, and we will see you guys next time.